All right, guys. Team Man plays here. This is our second tournament game. You'll see now I'm playing as the KDA and Blitzwar playing as the 5th French Armored Division. So I'm feeling pretty confident with this matchup because as KDA, I should have the infantry advantage. Usually when I play 5th French, I always run out of infantry. And with KDA, you get so many reservists, KDA and Machutzen, Spetsnaz, etc., that you should have a strong infantry advantage. So for this matchup, I know I just need to hold this town with my elite forces and then basically create a huge push over here to push him out of Bravo. I'm not too worried about his fighter aircraft either because I have the Books, and as long as I manage these well, don't get them taken out by seed, the aircraft advantage of the French should not be a huge advantage for him. So just kind of moving some infantry into positions in the town. He does have some aircraft behind my line, but that's not a big issue. We're just going to let this evac. I don't want him to know I have the Buk yet. I want him to basically buy a bunch of aircraft to try and bomb my infantry, and then I can just basically take them all out. So that's my plan with keeping the weapon turned off on that for now. He is pushing quite heavily with some commandos and some recon infantry. His AMXs are starting to cause me a little bit of issues on the front here, getting shots on my Spetsnaz and Spetsnaz OP from distance. However, these commandos are going to get gunned down by my heavy machine guns. And I'm going to decide this is a pretty favorable engagement for my T-55s in order to take out these AMX-10s and support the infantry attack. So first bomber gonna come in. See our Buk gonna get turned on. Try and get some shots on target there. Gonna end up missing though. T-55s gonna take out one of the AMX-10s. So that's a very nice kill for us. Other AMX-10 though, gonna end up getting away. I'm using these Fopos squads as kind of a rear security. I didn't want him to sneak any AMX-10s behind my line, so that's the point of that. And you'll see just super defensive on this side, as well as some recon in the middle here, and some recon here, just to make sure he's not sneaking any AMX-10s behind my line. I was trying to push across some recon infantry here to take out the AMX-10, but trying to get out of line of sight. Gonna manage to do that. Gonna pull back these T-55s in case he has more in the tree lines. Don't want him to have just easy kills there. But the recon infantry here gonna keep me from advancing. So we're just gonna decide to pull back our infantry to the building. But AMX-10 gonna catch us out in the open. You'll see trying to get out of line of sight of that. But fortunately, he's gonna pull it back just enough to be able to get a shot and take us out. So I'll have to order up some more recon infantry just to have good line of sight down this road here from the building. Preparing my Spetsnaz infantry, making sure to keep these guys on top health because they're basically going to be holding my entire town for me, as well as bringing up another Buk just because I saw how much air he actually kind of was committing to already. I'm deciding I'm going to need at least 2 of these in order to have an effect on his air force, and bring across an Mi-2 just to make sure he's not moving anything helicopter-wise behind my line. And now we're going to start putting a lot of resources on this left-hand side. Moving this recon through here just to make sure he didn't sneak anything around this side. And we see some planes start coming around. But now that I have the 2 Buks, we're going to be able to actually do some damage here. And we get a nice hit on one, but the other makes it out unscathed. So at least one of his aircraft is going to be damaged for a while. But now he knows I have the Buks. So in case he buys artillery, I'm going to be constantly moving these around to different positions because these are very important for me to keep as I only have 2 in the deck. And against the French, you want to keep your strong AA alive. I see the bomber coming in. I assume it was for one of my books, but he's actually going to be bombing my town there. Thankfully, I had nothing there, so not a good strike for him. And we do end up getting a nice hit there, so he's going to have to repair for a while. He is pushing now with infantry, though, so I'm having to move back my Spetsnaz and Spetsnaz OP again. I had this flamer going over here to support my Vopos, but it starts getting fired upon. Just going to have to unload that to keep him alive. I don't want to give him a free kill on my Pioneer Flam. Spetsnaz getting some nice RPOs on these chasseurs. And overall, this is going to be pretty easy to deal with. Not worried about this push in the slightest. Machine guns also helping out. On the left-hand side, you'll see I've now got several T-55s, several heavy machine guns, and going to start moving the recon forward in order to spot kind of what he has over here, as well as some Vopos that are basically checking this tree line for anything, and a recon that we're eventually going to try and sneak around the back. So now I see that he's invested in artillery, which is a smart move, because that's pretty much going to be the only way that he can get into this town. After I take out the plane, I'm going to be moving the Books to a new position, bringing up an MI8 just to help with any other infantry that he's trying to sneak across, as he is kind of pushing me heavily on this side now. And since I've committed so much on the left, I am a little light in forces. So they bring up some Machschützen just to help add some more security to my town, because I basically had nothing in this general area except for my T-55s. I want to have some more AT capability here, and as well as on this right-hand side, in case he pushes across from that tree line. Another aircraft coming in, Books. Gonna be able to deal with that quite easily. He does take out my MI8 though. I'm perfectly okay with that trade. Left-hand side, just a slow, methodical approach. And we spot something trying to sneak behind my line. Looks like it's just a VLRA though. So that's what these SPWs are for, just keeping them from trying to get behind my line. Vopos engaging some chasseurs. Artillery trying to hit my AA, but because we've been moving this around, he's basically not really going to have a chance of hitting that unless he has recon or eyes on. And because of the range of these Books, I can keep them very far back from my main line. Holding the line there. Moving across another flamer unit to help the Vopos. And some more Machschützen, just to strengthen this area some more. On the right-hand side, you'll see now we have control of this area, which is important. So now I can move my T-55s to this tree line. Getting Conkers in good positions. Now we're moving across our recon, and we have AA to support. More artillery coming in, but by this point, I've already moved my Spetsnaz and Spetsnaz OP back to repair. So just going to let him keep firing away there. Not an issue for me. And now we're moving across some recon kind of in the middle here, just because I want to take this area in the future. So we're just going to go ahead and start probing since my T-55s are in good positions to engage anything in this tree line. On the right here, Vopos doing a really good job against the chasseurs. And now I'm moving up the flamer unit to help further with that. So now you'll see I actually have some artillery of my own. I have this on automatic counter battery, just because whenever he fires from a position, the This will basically fire rounds at wherever he last fired from. So you'll see now that the artillery is firing here. It is going to target where his artillery is firing from. So if my opponent doesn't move his artillery, this will be super effective. But Blitzwar is actually pretty good at managing his artillery, as he has been moving it after every time it fires. So this is going to prove to be ineffective. I do order up another Malka though, and I'm going to be using this for not counter battering, but actually firing on targets. So left-hand side here, my giant line has now moved just a little bit closer, and we're getting some recon in some good positions now, as well as a lot of T-55s for support of this recon unit. And on this side, just keeping some T-55s in reserve in case he kind of breaks through my line. T-55 is going to be trying to deal with the VAB Milan there. End up getting the shot. Malka there disengages as the target got destroyed. AT plane gets another AMX there. As it fires its missile, I just basically pull it to the side so that it doesn't keep flying straight over his AA. It's very important to do. And you'll see now I'm starting to build a force here in order to push him out of this area. Mirage here, flying over. I guess he's testing my AA, but by now I've got the Flak SFL and an OSA, and I'm feeling pretty good about my position. Right-hand side, just some small infantry engagements here and there. Going to be trying to deal with these chasseurs once and for all. They do end up taking out one of my T-55s. Which is basically just kind of helping with any infantry tries to push down this road. And Pioneer Flam gonna be able to take those chasseurs out once and for all. Recon here, spotting the chasseurs. T-55s gonna have a very nice, easy time of dealing with those. Moving up my heavy machine gun to this building. Just trying to capture important ground as quickly as possible. I did spot his artillery shell kind of coming in at the last moment there. So going to be trying to move my Malka out of the way as he starts counter battering me. This Malka still on counter battery duty. See some Conkers in really good positions here. Able to take out another AMX-10. I see he's trying to push across with the VAB there. T-55 just kind of out of range of that. Can't really get eyes on target. And now my Vopos going to be moving to this tree line to kind of see what he has here, as well as some T-55s going to be coming up. And you'll see we have a pretty strong fire support line, and now our infantry is starting to push out to scout what he has. Recon here going to be beneficial at spotting anything in this area. And our recon on the left, able to easily spot any armor that he brings up on that side. See a Brennis there. Try and get him with my AT plane, but we can't spot him. Another artillery shell coming from my Malka there. I spot that. Try and move him out of the way as quickly as possible. He ends up going for my AT plane here. Pulls off though. Thankfully for him, I also only gets one shot on target, so that was good of him to disengage, as I was trying to bait him over my line. See, Mirage F1C though, gonna be coming in. He's gonna fully commit to that. I'm trying to pull him over towards my Books, but the OSA's gonna be able to take him out anyways. A lot of mod shoots, and I'm stacking in the back here for a push. See, now I'm just kind of move ordering these up. You see some Jaguar HEs, but OSA gonna be able to deal with the first one. a nice hit on the second Mirage, and the Osas proving to be very good AA pieces for me this game, taking out all his aircraft. So Vopos now getting in good positions, making sure he doesn't have anything over here. I do spot a lonely AMX RC out in the lake over here. And we spot another vehicle trying to come up behind my line. It was the VAB that snuck across. So just going to pull this Mi-2 back, wait for him to kind of put it up here and then deal with that. And you'll see I'm bringing up some command infantry now in order to capture this and start ticking up my score just a little bit higher, as a 165-point lead isn't really that big of a lead. So Mod shoots in. I'll be trying to get in to the buildings here. The other Mod shoots in. I was trying to get across here so that my T-55s could support. I'm going to be moving across this infantry a little bit of a safer route in case of any armor ATGMs that fire at it. And you'll see over here now, MiG-27 going to be targeting the AMX-10. Going to end up taking that out. So no longer an issue of being flanked by that. Machine gun squads followed up with T-55 support and recon, proving to be a very nice combination in this area. Malcos going to be firing at the Brennis. And you'll see I've now spotted the other unit trying to flank behind my line. So MiG-27 on cleanup duty. Gonna just take that out. Malcos end up taking out the Brennis there. And my command infantry now in the zone, that's going to give us a +3. So I'm just going to be moving that to a safer position as I entered right here. Don't want him to just artillery that position and take out my command. Sure enough, though, artillery going to be landing to the position that I'm moving towards. So I'm not going to like that. I see it also landing back here, so we're just going to move it straight back to the other side. Try and get in a safer position. So by now, I have a lot of cheap tanks in really good areas. It's going to basically keep me at a solid foothold here. I don't really have to push too far up. I can just hold this area and be fine. And on the right-hand side, I feel pretty secure about my position. You'll see I am reinforcing my lines, though, just in case he does have a huge buildup of forces here. I'm putting some more tanks in reserve, some more infantry in reserve, just to make sure I'm not putting too much resources into the left-hand side. So all my infantry on the front, pretty much going to go down there. Artillery going to be targeting where there was infantry. And you'll see moving up some GRU, as well as a bunch more Mod Schutzen, in order to move into this town area. So taking out really expensive infantry. Commandos trying to get to the front. T-55, so going to be doing a good job at suppressing those. Vopos going to be scouting this next tree line. Because it's just one Brennis, you'll see I'm targeting multiple tanks on attack moves. And I see the AMX-30 B2s, but the Brennis is the most valuable target. So AT plane going to be coming in for the kill on that. I should be able to easily beat the AMX 30 B2s here. So we're going to keep pushing with all my cheap armor there, as well as just moving this CV to a better position. So you'll see get nice hits there. Mirage 3 getting taken out by the Osas. By this point, I have a very solid AA built up. I spot the Apilas unit here, so I'm going to order this bomber to take that out, forcing his tanks and armor to retreat. GRU gets up. AT plane was going to go for another tank. Ends up missing anyways. Does get hit by what appears to be a Roland. infantry in this building. Not going to have a good time with the MiG-21 bomber there. Conqueror's still trying to do work against armor. And by now, my next wave of Machutzen has appeared. I forgot to evac this bomber, so he's going to be flying around for a little bit. As you'll see, I now have multiple other bombers coming in for all the infantry that he had in this area. And I'm not quite sure what happened to his CV in this area. I think he might have actually just pulled it out. Does end up taking out one of my bombers, though, with the F1C there. And we're going to keep pushing our advantage. I do see that he's kind of starting to have some units on this side. So I'm going to strengthen my defenses a little bit more shortly. And our tanks got up to good areas, trying to deal with these B2s. But not being able to see the ATGM that's firing at us is a bit of an issue, especially with the recon here. So we're going to lose those tanks. I'm going to try and save the next T-62. Ural here, going to be trying to get over to this side now. Also scouting for what he has, which is nothing. Malka getting some nice shots on these AMX 10Ps. And we see now his counter push is coming. So T-55's going to be getting some nice early shots. I'm trying to pull him back and then basically re-engage so that they get unspotted, then can peep back up, get a shot off, and then retreat again. Book there, going to be dealing with aircraft. See now T-55's getting engagements. Because he had his infantry so clumped up here, you'll see this MiG-27 gonna have a very catastrophic effect on all his infantry push there. Gonna take it all out. So that was the perfect time to use that. And because we've been kind of microing these T-55s, keeping them just at the right distance, we've been doing some good damage to his armor push. So, second wave of tanks here from the reserve line, now coming up to the front. On the left-hand side, we basically just consolidated our land grab. Artillery taking out some infantry in the back, and you'll see T-62s, T-55s just taking out all this armor that he has. AMX, I actually miss with the T-55, which is very surprising considering that was a elite T-55. So to miss at that range was a bit saddening. Going to be taking out the next piece of armor there. AMX-10 though, going to have the faster reload time. Going to take out the T-62. So I'm moving across this Machutzen to help block this breakthrough, as well as trying to get some bombs off, but wasn't able to. But Machutzen shows up in time now, and we're going to end up taking out this little advantage for him. And I also have some T-62s showing up in the rear. Take full control of this side again, and that's going to be a GG. And congratulations to Blitzwar. Well, I guess not congratulations, but good game against Blitzwar for his first tournament. And, you know, the 5th French was a bit of a weird pick for Two Lakes, just because it's a very hard map to sneak around with the AMX-10s. And your infantry advantage is going to be negated by KDA. He did have the counter pick in this matchup. You know, but it was still a good game overall. And I hope everyone could learn something from it. So anyways, I'll see you all in the next one. Later.